Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here for a meditation a day. Today we have a very special guest meditator, Kumari Mullin. She is here with us. We met her through Terry Angel and Marbeth Dunn through 10 Million for Peace, and so excited to have you here, Kumari. Today, I know you're going to be talking a little bit about connecting with your divine beloved, and so looking forward to you sharing with everybody. I'm just going to get out of your way so you can.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here again. And I wanted to share a little intro to this because it seems to be the key. So many years ago, I found a spiritual teacher. We were meditating and chanting, and I started feeling connected to many beings of light and divine beloveds, if you will. And I had a couple that was also opening up to channeling in this way. The only people I knew that this was happening to. So we kind of would get together. And one day I went back to church, to a Catholic church in Washington, D.C. And I had this exquisite experience of Mother Mary and Jesus, and this whole unfolding conversation happened. Mother Mary's eyes became real, and she told me to take a flower from her, all sorts of crazy stuff. And I was just blown away. So I run back to my friends and I say, oh my gosh, something special is really happening at this particular church. I thought it was all about this church. And so I said, you must come with me. Everyone's alive here. And so they come with me the next Sunday Mass, and I'm sitting there and the same thing is happening. I feel Jesus anointing my feet, and we're chatting about the priest, and the rafters were filled with angels, and it was just exquisite. All sorts of people were coming by, and I was blessing them as they went by, and all sorts of energy exchange. And at the end, I couldn't wait to hear their experience, because I'm thinking they must be having the same. So I get outside and I said, wasn't that amazing? And what was happening? And they just looked at me and said, well, what was happening for you? And I shared the same thing that happened last week, I was talking to Yeshua and Mother Mary, and all the angels were coming, and we were having a great chat about the sermon and the priest. And they looked at me and said, well, nothing happened for us. Why do you think that is? And I had no idea. I thought we were all opening at the same time in the same way. And this was the special church where it's all happening. And I said, well, let me think about that. I said, what did I do from the moment I came in? I asked for connection. I asked like a curious child. I was like, what about this priest? And what do you think about the sermon? And are there angels at every Mass? And are you always present at every Mass? And what do you think about? And on and on and on. I was just so excited and expectant, And I said, that's what I was doing. I was asking a million questions. And I said, what were you doing? And they said, well, we were just kind of sitting there waiting for something to happen. And I thought maybe there's something to that. So I wanted to share this beautiful meditation, which I've taught many of my clients and students, how to connect to your divine beloved. The form does not matter, but think for a moment who you would love to connect to, and think big. Go to Buddha, go to Jesus, go to Krishna, go to Mother Mary, or anyone that you would like to have an experience with. Mother Durga, it's Durga Puja time in India. So anyone that you would love to connect to in any way. And when I say connect, I mean see, feel, know, perceive, receive blessings from, all of that. So let's begin. Take a few deep breaths and come inside. Slowing down your breath and deepening your breath helps you to refocus within. And next, breathe in and out of your heart space. For way more than a mental connection is the heart connection. Way more potent and a felt experience here. So you're not just going into the physical heart and breathing in and out the front and back, but you're entering the sacred heart, the spiritualized center of your being, this enlivened access or portal within you. And it's an access to your divine self and to the holy spark that dwells within you as you. Find a comfortable space to sit in this beautiful inner temple of your own being, this sacred temple of the heart. And on the altar in front of you is a flame, a candle, a light. Breathe into that flame. Expand the light. This is representing the divine spark, the creator spark, the love that created you. And you're going to consciously fan that and expand that light within. A merging of your own light and God's light. Your own divine essence and creator's essence. And breathe. And as you feel this sacred temple of your own heart filling with this light, add the love that you have to that flame as well. It could be love of self, love of God and Goddess, love of a baby or a child, puppy, or a beautiful sunset, anything that helps you get to a loving space. Amplify that feeling until you're merging the love and the light together into one field, which I love to call love light, because it's both. And in this pristine purity of your own heart space, that is both human and divine, ask and invite in the form of your divine beloved that you would like to connect with now. And don't be afraid to ask for the highest form you can think of. It's just as easy to ask in this way as it is to go smaller. Ask to begin to perceive, to sense, to feel, to know, to understand that this divine presence is right here in your heart space. You may not feel it in a form, you may just feel more peace, more love, more presence, more energy, more connectedness, more flow. Acknowledge what you do experience, and it helps you to have more. And whatever your experience of your divine beloved is right here and right now, ask for more by extending your palms out in front of you, palms up. It helps if you actually do this. Take your hands and place them in front of you and ask your divine beloved to place their hands in your hands, whether it's an archangel, an ascended master, or some other being of light, God and Goddess. Ask them to come in to a form enough to place their hands in your hands. And breathe. And once again, just observe and notice what you're experiencing. Don't discount anything here. The more you accept and allow, the more you can receive. In this beautiful embrace, palm to palm, once again, ask for something you dearly would love, a blessing, a gift, a download, a transmission of unconditional love, of a higher vibrational frequency, a recalibration to more peace, to more joy, to more abundance. Ask, ask, and ask for the highest vibrational transmission of light and love that you can accept with ease and grace now. Whatever you're capable of receiving now, you can ask for that highest bandwidth. I always add ease and grace so I don't get overwhelmed. Ask for that highest level that you can receive with ease and grace now. There's always more. And breathe. And the breath allows you to integrate. It helps you to receive more. If you feel overwhelmed at any point, that it's too much, too powerful, once again, ask for it to be more graceful, more in divine timing for your being, your body. You can ask for it to be toned down as well as amped up. And just take a few moments in silence to continue receiving. If you're having trouble on some level, feeling unworthy, it's a beautiful teaching. God dwells within you as you. Goddess dwells within you as you. And finally, ask that this transmission of beautiful presence and divine blessing begin to wrap up for you now. And 10 that you receive at the highest level, you allow and accept at the highest level the beautiful blessings that were transmitted and gifted to you because you asked. And with a great deal of gratitude for whatever transpired, try not to judge it. Whatever transpired, I am so, so grateful. And take your hands now and place them on your heart to continue the receiving and the download from your divine beloved to your being. And just allow a few more moments to absorb and receive this beautiful energy gift. And just once again, just notice how you feel, what you experienced, what just transpired. Thank the being of light, your divine beloved essence. Allow them to withdraw. And no matter what just happened for you, trust that you received what you needed in whatever form. It may come in later, it may come in a dream or another moment than this. Try to just still be in an open and receiving and grateful place. That's the recipe. And of course, asking with great humility and great expectation and the curiosity of the child, and come back with a few deep breaths into your normal awareness, or maybe expanded awareness now, not so normal. You can move your body, allow yourself to stretch if you need to. A lot just happened from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, so just allow your body to open. Namaste, and thank you, thank you, thank you. You can do this every day, as often as you like.
Kumari, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ruth.
Friends, one way for you to do this every day is to send it to yourself in Facebook Messenger. And that way you can just go to your own messenger and find this meditation every single day.
What a great idea.
Very easy. Very easy. That was absolutely beautiful. Kumari, you are ease and grace. You asked for it, but you are ease and grace. Absolutely. You said the more you accept and allow, the more you can receive.
You
That?
got that. So a lot of, not a lot, but I could feel at some point, either current people or future people listening to this would immediately go, nothing's happening, or I'm not getting it, or, I'm not having an experience, which is me. Early meditation days, I'd be sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and nothing was happening. And I'd get very frustrated, feeling like I was a dud. So the trick there is to not allow that thought form to take hold. Just let it pass through. Okay, maybe in this moment you're not aware of any experience, but stay in the acceptance and the allowing that something is transpiring because you asked. And we're in a free will zone, the divine beings cannot take us over without our permission. They cannot give us a blessing or a gift in this very direct way without us being receptive and opening to that and asking for that. And I said, well, can't I just ask once and forevermore you just give it all to me? And they said, well, in this free will zone of Earth, there's something to be said for asking regularly. And I thought, well, I would love that I could program the yes, just forevermore, and I didn't have to think about it. But there's power in the asking, the repeated asking. And I always, when I teach it versus also when I do it for myself, I always get more. It's not, there's no end to it. More blessing, more energy, more activation, more transmission. There's always more. But what blocks it, we think maybe we're not doing it right, or we're not holy enough, or whatever gets in the way of it. I guess I'm not Ruth or Kumari, or whatever blocks we put in. The asking and the receiving will overcome that. But receiving is a two-way street. It's not just that they show up and give. We have to open that heart space. We have to practice those receiving muscles. And so I always say, I intend to receive at the highest levels. I intend to ask for the highest level of what is available for me now, because it's different than a day ago or a week ago. And so I always, that's one of the other part of the keys, the recipes, is ask for the highest level that you can receive now with ease and grace. And I add ease and grace because I don't know about you, Ruth, but in the past, sometimes I have received such powerful energy that it would knock, I'd be teaching and channeling, and the power was so tremendous, I'd almost get knocked off my chair. Or I'd burst out into tears. And I would think, well, I'm not going to be able to teach for the rest of the day if I'm sobbing like a child, So I learned to ask for them to modulate that I'm still in this physical body, needing to sip maybe rather than gulp, and then I started asking for others to ask. And that's where this meditation came from. It's not just about me asking for my divine channel to open. It's about me teaching everyone else and empowering them to ask for themselves. So I started when that power came through, and I was going to burst in tears because there was so much love. It was beyond me. It was Archangel Metatron, actually. And I couldn't speak and I couldn't teach, and I was flooding with tears. It wasn't tears of sadness. It was just, a total expansion. And I said, well, can I ask everyone to connect directly? Wouldn't that be a much better plan? And that's where this meditation came from. And that placing of hands out that's a pure example of receiving mode. We're open palmed, we're in receiving mode. It really works way better than just asking. The hands out is one of the keys as well. It makes it so tangible for us. And we're saying, place your hand in my hand, because otherwise I might not notice it. I might not feel it. Make it as real as you can possibly get. Yeah.
I loved that part. I loved it because I could feel it. I absolutely could feel that. I asked in Divine Mother and the Christ consciousness. And what I love about it is, because I'm feeling that, it doesn't mean you can't feel it at the same time. We can all feel that and experience that at the same time. Yeah. But I loved the palms. Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Just writing that down so I don't forget that. So Kumari, tell us a little bit about you. You're the founder of the Divine Human Institute. How did that happen? And what does that mean to you today?
Years ago, I was asked to do a radio show on World Puja Network. And I had never done anything like that. And I was asked to come up with a show title. And I think I pitched about 3. And they dismissed each one and said, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. And finally, I came up with co-creation activations. And somewhere in the opening segment, I spoke about this journey of ascension into the divine human. And it became sort of this overriding languaging for what I was personally experiencing myself, was this merging, not out of my body into the divine, but truly both, 100% human, 100% divine experience. And so that divine human word became my expression of all that was happening. And I started actually, I was asked to channel a 6-month course back in 2012. And it was based on 1 or 2 experiences. I had been woken up in the middle of the night, and I was given a golden key, and on and on. Anyway, this golden key was the key to the portal of perfected light. And I had no idea what to do with it. I couldn't even hardly remember it. It was so long. And I went into a 4-hour channeled meditation with my husband, remembering teaching back in Atlantean temples and Egyptian temples. And on the wall was this giant golden key. And I knew that I knew at some point in my existence how to teach this. Well, I was asked to teach a 6-month course, and I had 2 modules. And during that time, a boatload of downloads and transmissions and activations and connections happened. And the course was called Divine Human Course. And so I realized that was my calling, and that was my larger purpose. So Divine Human Institute flowed from that course that was purely channeled at that time, at a very specific time, for all of us to anchor in the higher energetics, both for us physically and for the earth and the cosmos. You know, we were working with all sorts of alignments. So probably a longer story than you needed, but I just remembered how it all came up initially. So,
Well, thank you. Mari, if folks want to know more about you, how do they find you? How do they connect with you if they'd like to?
well, my personal website is kumarihealing.com. I've had that for many years, and that's probably the best way to start. Divine Human Institute also is divinehumaninstitute.com, and that's where I house all the teachings and trainings. I call it a modern day mystery school, because for me, that's what it was bridging ancient mystery school teachings that I clearly had at one time and bringing them into what's happening now. And there's a lot happening now that has never happened before.
Okay, so that's how they should find you then?
Yeah, kumarihealing.com. That's Kumari healing. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. And could you take a moment and talk about 10 million for world peace? Because I know
Oh, I could do that.
your initial class is over, but you all aren't done. So
no, we did a 21-day challenge, meditation for world peace challenge. Maribeth Dawn did one back in 2018 and had amazing results. She used a world violence statistics, and it showed that she had about 20% during the period where she did a world peace meditation back in 2018, 20% of the world's violence went down. So she was very encouraged by that, and she was called by spirit to do it again. And luckily, I found her at the beginning of that. And so from August till World Peace Day on the 21st of September, we began doing meditations. Very short, 7 minutes, live on YouTube and Facebook. And I've been part of that journey ever since. And we felt a calling to continue the daily meditations. We're going to do 21 days, focused on a particular area of the world, a country that is really going through it. And we're changing gears into that mode. So October is kind of a swing time where we're just doing it. We will have the full month of meditations, but we'll only focus for 21 days on a particular country. And hopefully we will work alongside also a nonprofit that's working with that country specifically and do some joint fundraising. We want it to be very, very collaborative. So we'll be doing daily 7 minutes every day at 1:11 Eastern time. It's a commitment that I knew a lot of people would make because they could. And it's amazing how deep you can go when enough people join in just 7 minutes. So it's wonderful.
Well, and some folks might think, well, 7 minutes, come on, what can you do in 7 minutes? But it is amazing what you can do in 7 minutes.
Yeah, I thought it would be very hard for me because I tend to go, I love to teach. And so I just go, and, to crunch it down to 7, I thought, oh, I'll never make that. But I found that I can go amazingly deep in that short time. And people are, in training, we entrain each other to go quicker and quicker. And so, because we've all been meditating for 30, 35 years, 40 years, I think, among us, we're very skilled in holding that vibration that helps everybody kind of rock and roll very quickly. And then the more of us do it, the more we entrain the possibility of going deep. It doesn't take an hour to sit for meditation. I can think it and boom, I'm in alignment. Now, it took me years to gain that skill, but now I know I can do that. So I think we're also letting people know they can do that too. It's a great teaching.
Excellent. Well, you are doing great work, and the 3 of you are doing great work. So thank you. Thank you.
They're amazing. And I'm thrilled to be part of that 10 million for world peace. It's an amazing project. It's what I've been praying for. I think a lot of us light workers are looking, how can we help? We've done a lot of the inner work. We'll continue to do that. But this is more of a energy activist, which I was longing for, a way to merge my spiritual activism into a daily practice.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So thank you, friends. Thank you for being here at Enlightened World Network. Take good care. God bless. We'll see you soon.
Namaste.
Bye.